Rachel from 7 and All, and today I'm here to talk to you about what we're using in our homeschool morning basket this fall. First of all, I have two important things to tell you. The first one is that none of this is actually in a basket. We have no baskets. I think it's kind of hard to find a basket that fits very good big books, but we just keep it on a bookshelf, and you can keep your morning basket on a bookshelf too. But we do our morning time in the morning. And number two, this morning basket collab is hosted by Rooted in Rest and the Waldock Way. So I will be linking their channels down below and linking the playlist to all the different homeschool moms talking about what they're using for homeschool baskets this fall so that you can get some inspiration. We're all in different stages of life and we all are doing unique things for our morning baskets, and I'm excited to see the other videos in this collab as well. So, what does our morning basket time look like? First of all, you should know a little bit about our family. I am a second generation homeschooler. I'm the oldest of 8, not 7, 8. And my role in homeschooling right now is homeschooling my younger sisters and also doing some preschool and learning activities with my 2 young boys. So in our family homeschool, which spans 2 generations at the moment, we have ages ranging from high school down to 9 months old, if we're including my siblings plus my sons. And we do a group time, morning time. It's a really key element of our routine, but we do not try to include the baby and the toddler and the elementary and the high schooler all in the same group time. We actually don't include baby and toddler in the group time that is meant for elementary and middle school, high school kind of age range. So I'm going to be talking to you about our morning basket for our actual school age kids today. And just know that for this school time, I am not at all including my baby or my toddler. It's not aimed at their level at all. We'll do this during nap time, or my mom is maybe taking care of the toddler for a little while. And so I'll do this time with my sisters. And it's been a great addition to our routine. We actually used to do a lot more separate subjects, but this year we are changing it up and we're doing a lot of our schoolwork all together. Not all of it, we still have independent subjects, but our morning time is getting pretty hefty because we are doing a significant amount of our academic time together as a group. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing now. Now for this morning time, because it's all for elementary, middle, high school type of age range, we chose all curriculum that is specifically designed to be used with multiple ages. And the first one that we'll use is probably a rather unusual topic to include in morning basket group family subjects, but here it is. It is grammar. We're doing grammar together using Fix-It Grammar. This is a new addition to our homeschool in our routine. We bought the first 3 levels of this, and level 1 is fairly easy for where my sisters are at, so I think we'll be going through it more quickly than intended, maybe doing 2 to 4 days in a day at first until we're getting up to a level where it's more challenging for them. But I think it's going to be great that we're starting at the basics, and this will be a very easy, very short add-on to work on identifying parts of speech and fixing, like choosing the right word that needs to go in a sentence, doing a little bit of copy work. So this is going to be the first very short and easy part of our morning basket that we do together. Then we have 2 things that we're alternating. So we do a 4-day school week, and we're going to be doing this on 2 days of the school week. Actually, we already do this. We've already started this. Our school year has begun already. We're doing the South America unit study from Gather Round together, and if you haven't heard of Gather Round, it's all unit studies that are designed to include a whole bunch of different subjects together, and each child has their own student notebook that they do activities that are at their own level in that student notebook, but you read just one lesson all together as a family. So I love geography. It's like that's kind of one of my most exciting topics to talk about, is different countries and cultures and landmarks and foods and all that. So we're doing South America starting with that. We've already have done Venezuela. We're pretty early on in this book, but we've done a couple lessons. And then a big part of what we're using this for in the notebooks is the writing assignments. And I'm really diving in deep with the writing and teaching, especially for the high schooler, having her do actual research and expecting a good quality of writing from her, because most of the rest of her schoolwork doesn't require research and doesn't require really structured writing. So we're using this for that because it is so naturally included in the assignments. The whole big project of this unit is writing newspaper articles about South America. So I'm excited that we can include writing together and learn geography together at the same time. So that's just 2 days a week, because that does take a good chunk of the time. That's a big portion of our morning time. And then the other 2 days a week, we're doing history, and we're using volume 4 of The Mystery of History. And this is also a program that's designed to be used with multiple ages of kids, and just kind of your expectations for the types of activities they do or the types of memory cards they make are going to be different depending on the ages of your kids when you're doing Mystery of History. So this is just a read aloud, basically, narrative book that covers a short bit of history in one lesson, and then usually the routine involves making a memory card or adding a timeline figure to your timeline. The teacher's companion has a lot of activities that you can do with Mystery of History, and we're taking a rather balanced approach. We're not going all in on all the activities and extending everything, but we aren't just doing the textbook either. We are doing the pre-tests and the tests and quizzes. We're doing the map work. We are, if there's some music that's being covered, because this unit starts out with a good bit of music, we're listening to the different composers. We are making our memory cards and our timeline figures. So we're not, we have done a previous Mystery of History, which I think was volume 3, and that one we did go a little bit more all in on the hands-on activities, just because we were in a less busy stage of life and it was really fun, and it was very enjoyable to do it that way. But you can always just adapt to your stage of life, and this one we're trying to do it very well, but we're not necessarily thinking that we have to do 100% of everything that goes with it. And this is going through it 2 days a week. So we're doing the loop scheduling between South America and Mystery of History. And then last but not least, and probably most important, is Bible. Bible is often a part of homeschool families' morning time, and we're taking a bit of a different route this year. We're doing it in a very academic sort of format, which I'm excited about. I really have a big passion for biblical literacy, and I want to see young children and teens really truly understanding the Bible, not just seeing it as some holy book where God talks to us, but understanding the nitty-gritty of it and being able to associate, oh, this book of the Bible is about this book of the Bible is about that, and to just feel like the Bible isn't something huge and intimidating and foreign, but something that can be understood when you take the time to study it. But before I get into that part, I wanted to mention these cool cards, which are a new addition to our homeschool, but I have been eyeing them for a really, really long time on Instagram, which are from Tiny Theologians. This one is the ABCs of Theology. So this is probably too young for our high schooler. You know, not all resources are going to fit all ages perfect, but it's really good for our elementary, middle school kind of age range. It says it's aimed at 4 to 12. So this is a whole ABCs, but it's not just like any old ABCs. This is ABCs of Theology. So each letter and each word is really going into some kind of key word within Christianity. D is for doctrine, E is for eternal, F is for faith, L is for liturgy, P is for priest, V is for visible church, Z is for Zion. We've got all these, kind of key words, vocabulary words. We're just building vocabulary. And on the back, they have simple definitions and also Bible verses where these words are referenced for greater understanding. And basically with this, we're just kind of going over one new term a week. And then when we finish it, we're adding it to a string that we've strung across our schoolroom. And we'll be building the alphabet as we go. and just kind of being able to review it, building those memory blocks, the stepping stones, the vocabulary that you need. We also have big words of the Bible, which is biblical, Greek, and Hebrew for kids. Like if you're a Bible nerd, this is amazing. So it's got a lot of the words that are very key in scripture, the words that you'll hear maybe randomly in sermons and you'll wonder, what does that mean? Shalom, Selah, Torah, Kata'a, Shama, Berit. A few of these I don't exactly know how to pronounce on my own, so got to work on that. And then for the New Testament, then we go into the Greek words, agape, theos, logos, doxa, and they actually show it in the Greek letters, and then they show how to pronounce it. But then on the back, they have an example of the Bible verse with that Greek word in it, and then they have a simple definition and explanation of what it means and its significance. So these are cool. Again, we're not like adding in things of this every day, but we're gradually adding in more cards, more vocabulary of this, the ABCs of theology, and our third set of cards. We haven't started this one, but maybe we'll be adding this once we finish our ABCs. And this is the Fathers of Faith. That's what it's called. Fathers of Faith set from Tiny Theologians, which is of course really big names from Christian history. Augustine of Hippo, John of Damascus, John Wycliffe, Thomas à Kempis, Watchman Nee. My mom was so happy that this one was included, this guy. And William Seymour, Billy Graham. So they have the people, the guy, the person on the front, Athanasius of Alexandria. He's really cool. I've been studying him a lot recently. And then on the back, they have around the time that they lived, some basic facts about them, as well as a famous quote from that person. So I think this is also awesome for just building knowledge, building a little bit more knowledge of Christian history. It's not a thorough Christian history course yet at this point. We do have one of those. We have the whole Christian history course from Sunlight. I think my sister will be doing that maybe in like 2 years. That one's pretty heavy. But it's building familiarity with these characters. So those are just little things that we're adding in, kind of rotating as we go, hanging up our cards on the wall as we learn them. You'll notice that my alphabet set only started with D because we've already done A, B, and C. Then, this is our main Bible curriculum we're using for the year, and it's called Route 66, Travel Through the Bible. This is pretty clever because of the whole 66 books of the Bible, and that's exactly what this book is doing. It's taking you from Genesis all the way through Revelation, and it's very thorough. The whole idea is really knowing what is this book about? What is each book about? What is Jonah about? Habakkuk is this one. So for each book, there's a short lesson, a couple pages. There's filling in little fill in an answer on the line. Some things are more unstructured. Some things are more structured, putting in definitions of words. It's trying to draw out the main point of each book. And I like this because it's going into books that you never hardly hear about in kids' curriculum. Zephaniah. They don't skip any of the books. They do the whole thing, Bible, from front to back. And I appreciate this because I think it is going to really help build a good foundation of just general biblical literacy. So we have just begun this, just spent about a week. We only have done this for a week when I'm filming it. I think by the time this posted, we'll be a couple weeks into this. But yeah, this is awesome. I bought this when I was in America. I just kind of picked it up on a whim at a bookstore in America like 3 years ago. And when I bought it, I didn't buy the teacher's manual because I just have to admit, I'm the kind of person that is always like, I can teach that without a teacher's manual. I don't really need the teacher's manual. I will warn you, this you should probably get a teacher's manual for because of all the blanks. I mean, they're pretty easy to fill out, but I think it's easier to have the teacher's manual, and the teacher's manual does bring out some, hey, talk about this because this is the main point of this book. So the teacher's manual is pretty cool. Thankfully, it is available on PDF, so I was able to order it even though I was already back in my, where I live, back in my home country here, and I was still able to get the teacher's manual so that we can use this. I have used this before in a different setting, but now I'm going to be using it again in homeschool, and we're excited. Just started that. So that is our homeschool morning time for right now. For elementary, middle, high school, we've got grammar. We're alternating between history and then our geography, South America unit study, and we've got Bible. So basically 3 main subjects that we're covering all together as a family, minus the babies. They do have their own kind of togetherness time, group time, and their time looks a lot more like songs, dancing, reading storybooks. I have the Sunlight Pre-K that I use with my toddler. We've read all of those books, some of them dozens of times already. So that's much more informal, and I think when you hear of a lot of homeschool families with morning baskets, it is more angled at younger kids. So I wanted to show you what a morning basket would look like when you have older kids. When you have high schoolers and middle schoolers and elementary schoolers, upper elementary, what do you do? And it doesn't have to be, little memory songs, although you can still include memory songs, and I may actually still include some memory songs to help us remember like the countries of South America and some things like that. So you can do the songs, you can do the fun stuff, but you can also kind of really start diving in deep and do some really academic subjects, but still together, even though you have a range of grades. So I hope that this was helpful to you and provided a little bit of inspiration of what morning time, morning basket can look like as a family. You may be able to guess from looking at this, we are a very nerdy family. We love academics and we're not ashamed of it. We like to learn. We spend a lot of time on it, and I'm not a big push on, let's get done with school so that we can go on to life. I think school is a lovely and beautiful part of life. Spending time with books, discussing, arguing, learning, that's a huge passion for me and something I enjoy in the day. So morning time to me is not something I'm trying to rush through to get on to real life. It's like this is real life. Sitting around as a family, reading books, learning about the Bible, learning about the world, and we love it. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope it's inspiring. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe to our channel down below. And if you give this video a like, that is very much appreciated. Definitely comment and let me know what you are using for morning time or group family subjects in your homeschool. Bye!